Hello, beautiful human. It's Angela, the Rose Heart, and today's episode is on YouTube because it's a little bit longer. It has to do with all of the powerful energies regarding the 222 portal on February 22nd. Even if you catch this video later, it still applies to you, but there's so much going on that applies to me personally, that applies to something I'm working on, which is the 40-day challenge, and also applies to everyone. So I wanted to give this time for my subscribers and other folks that are interested in this content to absorb and relate to this information in new ways. So the three main keys of this message is as follows. I want to share with you how the 222 portal relates to me personally and what Spirit was showing me the other day. I have been working on this 40-day challenge for quite some time. I just couldn't get it together with the timing. Originally, I wanted to do it around Lent, but things just weren't lining up. And I learned recently anyway to just trust, always trust, hand my trust over to the universe and wait for Spirit to show me a sign. And they did. The other day, they just popped into my awareness, the number 222. So I knew that that date was go time. So I had a few days to kind of get organized, and we're going to talk through that. I then went into some astrology, and there is an unbelievable alignment happening on the 22nd of February, which at the time of this recording, today is the 21st, so it's tomorrow, where it is a once in our lifetime alignment between Venus and Mars in the sign of Aquarius. There's a lot of powerful energy. We're bringing together the divine masculine and feminine in this beautiful union. And there's an amplification message here for me personally, because these planets also show up together in my chart, which I'm going to get to. And last but not least, I want to talk to you about how all of this impacts us in a positive way if we're open to receiving it going into the rest of 2024. So I want you to also think about this in the terms of the now, or whenever you see this message, because Spirit, my guardian angels, Archangel Gabriel, as many of you know, is always with me. He's my man. He's here now, always with me. And Archangel Michael is here with a protective shield for myself and for anyone who is in connection with this message, if you are open to receiving it. But the key message is anytime I put something out there that is of this significance, no matter when you see it or connect to this information, it applies to you if your heart is open to receiving it. Otherwise, it doesn't matter. It could be tomorrow, it could be next year, it could be in 3 years. If this content still exists, it can still apply to people who are ready to continue on their own growth journey. So thank you for spending some time with me. The third thing I wanted to talk about is, which we'll talk about last, is, this is an election year, okay, for those of us in the United States. And I think one of the things I've come to the conclusion with is none of us are looking forward to November, because we all know that no matter what happens, no one's going to be happy. There will be a tremendous amount of unrest, and just the circus is just going to get worse and worse and worse. There are reasons for all of this happening, and I appreciate you hanging in there with me, because this video today will help you align with the steps right now or within the next 40-ish days, or whenever you see this, to help you prepare for that time when the world's really going to go nuts, and we're not really going to be in the middle of it, but we can't help it. So today's episode is designed to set you up with the tools you need to really take back your own power, set up boundaries, and block out certain things that are going to really provide inner discord that you don't want, okay? None of us want it. So if you hang in there and you bear with me, I'm going to kind of go through this as best I can, and otherwise mark an intention to please come back, because this is helpful information for everyone, whether you are spiritual or not. I think we could all use some graceful intentions and thoughtfulness around what's coming down the pike and how we can better get ready for it mentally and emotionally so that we can strengthen our core. That's really about strengthening our core, and how the 222 portal is really helping us all get in that perfect alignment with the divine masculine and feminine. And on that note, here we go. So Spirit showed me the 222 portal, as the day for me to kick off the 40-day challenge. The 40-day challenge has to do with a positive affirmation of the day. And those of you who know how verbose I am, you will be very pleased to know that the affirmation of the day will be less than a 90-second video. Yay, even I too can do it when I need to. But you have the option of kind of keeping a little notebook nearby and maybe resonating or writing down what that affirmation is. You'll see them clearly in the videos every day. And some of them are going to land with you immediately, like, oh yes, like gratitude. I'm grateful every day. Absolutely. But others are going to challenge you, like worthiness, being a creative powerhouse, holding your power for yourself, living with an abundant mindset. Every single intention or affirmation I put out there, just so you know, full disclosure, I had to go through myself. So I'm not ever giving you anything that I haven't experienced in my own journey, because I really believe in the power of example and the stories that go with it to give people hope, optimism, and to fill your buckets, okay? Because we all grow from each other, and that's how we connect. And all of this is free, by the way. I'm just giving, this is all free. None of this you have to pay for. You just have to set an intention to check in now and then. But write down those intentions that challenge you a little bit and see, well, how can I maybe think like this a little bit different? Does this land with me? Or maybe I'm not ready for that. And then just go on. Or maybe the next day it'll be something that you feel you can work on. At the end of those 40 days, we will all have an opportunity to take some time to reflect. Because again, full disclosure here, even though I've gone through these myself, I'm still working on a few because I ain't done yet, right? It's all a journey. That's part of the fun. And that's really what I want you to embrace, is how do these things help light you up from the inside, help you connect with your inner power, because you have so much power, how to reclaim some of that power back for yourself with still having loving, graceful boundaries set with your family, maybe having conversations with your loved ones about these things, maybe doing some of this together in this new journey of discovery. All of it is designed to strengthen each of us in our core, to understand what real personal power means and how we can connect to it on a regular basis every day. Whether you're spiritual or not matters not to me. What I care about is your mental state, your emotional state, and how you just feel about living your life. Because another thing that's happening right now is karma is moving very, very rapidly, okay? What I mean by that is we all understand the laws of karma. What you put out, you get back. Because we are splitting timelines. Now, what I'm about to say has to do with the fifth dimension and the third dimension. And some of you who are new to this might not know what I'm talking about. That's okay. The key message here is those of us who are already in the fifth dimension and we kind of see things flowing really, really quickly. We know that it's like what you put out, you get back. So if you have a negative thought about someone, remember that's coming back to you, like within 24 hours or quicker. It's almost like an instant slap back. So these positive affirmations are designed to help all of us, including myself, always live in more positive awareness and heart-centeredness. It's not all about love and light, which that is part of it. Part of it is grounding us to truth and centering everything we've got going on in our lives within our hearts, and being graceful and honoring thyself and knowing where our weaknesses are and how to work through them, right? The goal isn't perfection. It's progress. And some days are going to be easier than others, but don't be hard on yourself. Again, this is about progress, baby steps, little things at a time. And hopefully at the end of 40 days, when you reflect back on your journal or your notebook, you'll have your own growth story to share. Or you'll be able to say, you know what, I've been able to incorporate this one over here really, really well. And I feel good about that. And maybe it's something you want to share with someone in your life about how this helped you grow and stretch into a better version of yourself. Because another important thing about 2024, it is an 8 infinity symbol, which again is karma coming and going. 2024 adds up to 8. And it's also an expansion year. Jupiter has a lot to do with us this year. The planet of Jupiter is all about good fortune, good luck, and expansion. But if we don't harness that energy, we're going to just let it pass us by. So always being aware of the little signs and signals that it's go time is also Jupiter whispering in your ear, hey, get off the couch. It's time for you to do this now, because you have a mini window to do it. What I mean by that is on Earth, a day is 24 hours, but on Jupiter, a day is only 8 hours. So when you have that good luck or good fortune land in your lap, you know you got to move quick. You got to get that business plan figured out, and you got to act on it soon. You don't have to do it all at once, but know that it's go time, okay? So I hope that makes sense. Okay, so getting back to the 222. So a lot of us can relate to the fact that, we've been living in a lot of times where we're starting to see and recognize, whether we are in the spiritual, metaphysical world or not, there's been a lot of toxic male energy, a lot of authoritarianism, and we're seeing the rise of the divine feminine in public figures, and we're seeing how certain people may or may not react to that favorably. But something really important is happening on 222. For the first time in our lifetimes, the planet Venus and the planet Mars are aligning in the sign of Aquarius. And this is a divine gift of unity, expansion, growth, flow, newness, possibilities, things that are old are being shredded. So we are kind of reweaving this in the cosmos, it's happening, and how that's going to seep into us. And so as I was looking through my different cards that I use, this is the High Priestess in Tarot. She is also the sign of 2. In here, she is reflecting Mother Mary, but as you can see, it's a new flow. The blue in her beautiful gown and dress is about flowing with life. Aquarius being the water bearer, the flower of new knowledge and wisdom. You see the pillars there. That also reflects divine feminine and masculine wisdom, the polarities of the dark and the light coming together graciously, right? In her own powerful presence. She doesn't have to give up who she is or bend to anyone else's will just to have her own grace to be who she is. This energy is showing up in all of us, whether you are male or female. We're all being called to pull this into balance. This card is a angel tarot card, and this is the High Priestess of Archangel Haniel. And she too is here to remind us of the gracious gifts of powerful psychic insights, reflection, meditation, things that are valuable information that's coming through. I'm actually seeing this happen in people who don't know they're awake yet spiritually. People are really starting to pause and ask questions and reflect differently because we all know something is needed to move forward. We all feel stuck. So in a way, she's there showing us, yes, connect to that energy, that thing you're feeling in your gut, or that inner wisdom, or that dream you had that made sense to you. Another angel, this is a darker angel, but she is really embodying the spirit of Isis. Azrael, she is a number 2. She is the dark goddess energy of divine feminine wisdom. She holds the keys of wisdom of the old. What this is telling us is, in the old ancient times, women were worshipped. They were worshipped because they had a womb, literally birthed things into existence. That old knowledge that was once lost or destroyed is starting to come back. We are all being given different keys to unlock this wisdom, and also being called to allow this beautiful goddess energy within us as women to come out. It's more sensual, it's mysterious, it's beautiful and sacred. And as men are being called to honor it again, because there's been something missing in their lives too that they can't quite put words to. So it's about honoring our differences and coming together in a beautiful way. And the last one is Archangel Azrael. She is embodying the spirit of Neptune or Poseidon. She has her trident there. She holds hidden treasures deep within us, deep within the oceans. Again, ancient wisdom, knowledge, keys to unlock things that have long since been lost, where truths will now be revealed, treasures will be found. We will not be able to deny them any longer. This is the energy bursting through of the divine feminine who's been suppressed. But she is not angry. She is not ignorant. She is not out for revenge. She just wants to live in her true bliss and share that bliss and beauty with everyone. She wants to be at peace with everyone. She is a peacemaker as well as a seductress. She knows what she wants and how to get it, but without having to be angry or take on the full Mars energy to get it. She just understands her power and her presence. So the reason we are doing the 222 and why it's significant to me is that in my own chart, I am a Capricorn. I am a double Capricorn. Number 2, okay? I was born in the sign of Capricorn in December. My rising sign, my ascendant, is also in Capricorn. However, now that we are in the age of Aquarius, and we've got this Aquarius Venus with Mars that's happening on 222, well, guess what? My first house, which is the house of personality and the house of self, is in the house of Aquarius. And I have 3 planets in Aquarius, my moon, my Mars, and my Venus. So 222 is a power day for me to get out there, to provide a new way of being, of integrating myself in divine feminine and masculine gracefulness, to start something new, and to share the world, or with you all in my own way, how it is safe for you to do the same, to bring these polarities together in beautiful divine unity. So the 40-day challenge is designed, as you know, as I'm wearing yellow. Yellow is the divine masculine. I have the divine masculine charger behind me as well as support for me to share with you that everything is coming together in a unified field if we are open to receiving it. So the 40-day challenge with these positive affirmations is a way for us to connect better, to connect more with our heart's desires, to getting back to who we know inside of us is true, to live in better alignment, to not care what this person does with their life or what that person does, to just send them love and blessings without karmic entanglement, to not try and control what other people do in their lives, right? Because what other people do has nothing to do with me unless it's a direct connection at work or in my life or in my family, right? I've really learned over the last few years to mind my own business. And I can't tell you how blissful that is. And when you start to go inward and really uncover those layers in your heart of living in abundance, of seeing your own inner wisdom, of seeing yourself as a creative genius or powerhouse when maybe 3 years ago, you never thought of yourself that way. It's a way for you to rebirth yourself. Take this beautiful energy available to all of us and start living and embodying it in your own magnificent way. But the last piece has to do with what happens later. So none of us are looking forward to the election, right? In fact, most of us are tuning it all out right now. And I encourage you to block as much of that nonsense out of your life as you can. Let's be honest with one another, shall we? Let's just have a moment of reality. Number 1, we're not looking forward to a rematch, if that's what it's going to be. Number 2, no one's really excited about voting for either person, unless you have like a super fan. Number 3, we're not going to change anybody's minds. So why bother? And number 4, why do I care? Right? I'm just shutting it all off. I don't care what anybody thinks. I don't need one more talking head in my face. And honestly, those frequencies of the talking heads in the media sphere, whether it's in the morning, the afternoon shows, and especially in the evening shows, the frequencies that come out of their mouth are so negative and toxic that that's another way that your brain is being poisoned. It's like mind control. And you know what? We all deserve our inner sanctuary of peace and quiet. So if you have the courage to tune it out and turn it off, you are going to be in such a better place. And that 40-day challenge is going to even help you even more because you're going to have more time to think from your heart. And you're going to start to see over time that you can release the monkey madness in your head, all the chatter, all the things that bother you that you don't control. Okay, none of us control what those people say or what they do. But what we do control is how we choose to live our lives. And I haven't had my television on. Okay, so this is Wednesday, the 21st. I haven't had my TV on since Super Bowl Sunday. Okay, with the exception of some streaming shows that I watch all the time, which is different. I don't turn on the TV. I control what I do. And most of us don't do that, right? It's kind of a habit. But I want you to understand that habit is an addiction. It's an attachment. It needs your energy to feed off of you. It is a vampire energy. It's an energy vampire, I mean. So if you don't give it energy, it suffocates. And when things suffocate, they go away because they don't have energy to sustain it. Like you and I need food or water to sustain us, right? It needs energy. So it sucks you of your positive joy, of your life force energy, so that it can continue to create chaos. I don't want to live in chaos, so I choose not to give it energy. And I'm still working on some things that trigger me because I'm human just like you. But the more and more I choose me, remember hashtag I choose me, which is about self-love, by the way, not selfishness, the more I'm happy. I live this blissful state of existence that is possible for you too. Every single one of us can live here. So these little challenges are designed to help you get there. And the content is free. Again, I'm just giving it away because we all deserve this. All right. And I don't want anyone to be under the influence of someone else's mind control. Now, some of you might be challenging me and saying, well, this could be brain control. This could be mind control. And you know what? You could feel, if you feel that way, you have absolutely every right to believe that. But what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to set people free. I'm breaking spells. I have literally taken demons out of bodies. Okay, I've seen them go way back up to God. Well, I don't do it. Jesus does it. That's a whole nother story. I clear negative energy from a person's field. The goal of working with people is to really harness how I know how to work with energy and spirit, with protection for all parties involved, highest outcome for all parties involved, to gift back to you your freedom, your real sovereignty. That's what you deserve. And that's where we're all headed and what this fifth dimension is, which I'm not going into today. Just know that if you can do this 40-day challenge with some semblance of discipline, really take, a moment or two a day after the video to just write something down or come back to that affirmation later, even if it's a week or two later, and do some reflection and just pick the ones that really land with you and start to incorporate them into your mind, into your body, into your psyche, and into your heart. That is going to strengthen your core to block out all the mayhem and noise going on in our society right now that we don't control. And it's not going to matter as much come November, because no matter what happens in November, we aren't going to like the outcome, okay? Because no one's going to be happy and there's going to be unrest and there's just going to be all this nonsense. And you know what? I don't really care, because everything has a grander design. I'm going to be so strong by that point. I'm going to really hold my own energy and strength, heart space, core space, light. My goal is to have my own inner light so bright that those people involved in that chaotic circle are blinded instantaneously if they even dare to look at me. That is where I'm taking my frequency, and those who can handle my frequency will come along for the ride. So if that is help, and you know what, you too have that ability as well, because this isn't something that's just for me. You all have inner power, amazing power. So I'm here to help you connect back to it, to gift it back to you with awareness, heart-centered living, groundedness, and just being aware of how energy works, negatively and positively. Be aware of energy vampires in your personal life as well as in the three-ring circus that we don't control, and learn how to shut it off. And if you do the positive things and you're able to balance your inner divine masculine and feminine and take advantage of this beautiful portal opening on 222 or even later, because as I said, anytime you check into this content and you connect to it, it's there for you to help you grow and for us all to grow together. So I have nothing but love for you, my dears. I bless you sincerely from my heart. I want nothing for you but your highest good without karmic attachment, because that's how I roll. And I will see you on day one, which is on 222. So I love you and have a great and blessed day. Take care, everyone.